Hey guys, happy Sunday. I wanted to take a moment to actually do this live for you guys. And the reason being, I wanted to just make sure that if you are a coach that wants to get paying clients, that you get a chance to watch this. Now, I'm just going to check my Facebook and just make sure that this is in fact streaming live and that, you can actually see it. So yeah, it looks like we're good. Now, I've been coaching for 22 years, and there's three main decisions you need to make, right, when you're a coach. The first decision is that you want to be a coach. Now, coaching is a pretty cool thing. I found out about it in 2001 when I moved to New York, and I heard that you could actually get paid for having conversations with people about their problem. Now, I knew about psychologists, I knew about therapists, but I didn't know what a coach was because I was just told that a coach keeps people focused on the solution rather than looking into the problems. And I thought, okay, well, I'm curious to know about human nature. And because I'd had a background where one of my really, really best friends, somebody who I loved dearly, had a lot of mental health struggles and had, for 10 years been working with psychologists and counselors and never really had much help with that or much success with that, I wanted to know more. Now, this reel today, what I'm actually sharing with you is about how to get paying clients. And I'm going to be talking to you a little bit more about that today. So if that's something that you are wanting as a coach and you haven't managed to get paying clients consistently, then you definitely want to be listening in on this. So when I started my life coaching course in 2001, 2002 in New York, I was told straight away to go out and get clients. And I didn't know that it was supposed to be a problem. And within the first month, I got 20 clients. Now, many of you know this story. And again, I'll be sharing that in the free training that's coming up this week. So if you want to come along, definitely register. The link is clients888.com. I'll put it in the comments later. So in that 22 years of coaching, I've realized that people are not necessarily making the decisions they need to make, that there's certain things that some coaches are doing that are getting paying clients that other coaches are not doing. And also that there's a little bit of a gap, and I'm going to talk about that today. So the first decision, as I said, was that you want to become a coach, right? So most of you, if you are in this group, no doubt are curious about how to become a coach. The second decision you need to make is that you're wanting to get paid as a coach. It might seem really, really similar, or it might seem like it's the same decision, but it really isn't, because there are so many coaches that haven't had a paying client for years. And it's not an important thing for them. They haven't actually decided that they want to get paid. And everything that you have in life is not what you want, but it's what you tolerate. So if you tolerate, people taking your coaching for free, that's what you're going to create. It's not necessarily what you want. And these are also about boundaries and things that you've laid down for people to treat you a particular way. But really, it starts with you deciding how you wish to be treated yourself. So you don't get what you want in life, right? You get what you tolerate. So if you get that, please drop tolerate into the comments below. You get what you tolerate, not what you want. One of the things I had to learn really early on is that I'm not responsible for anyone's happiness or unhappiness. And as a coach, that can seem like quite a confusing message, because it's like, well, aren't we supposed to help people? And we want to help people, but we don't want to be in the drama triangle. We're not here to rescue them. Yeah. The best thing that we can do is to actually make sure that our program, that our offer is the best it can be to help facilitate changes. But I'm not responsible for anyone's happiness or unhappiness. And that, I would encourage you or invite you to also take on that same point of view. Because if you're in that place of, I'm responsible for somebody's life, or I'm responsible for their breakthrough, or even taking credit for their breakthroughs, right? you could be in a very exposed place. A lot of people burn out from that, but also, it takes some of the fun out of doing this work, because coaching people is highly empowering. However, if you're going to take all the credits for the breakthroughs, then you're also going to take it very personally. If somebody, may be struggling or suffering in another area of their life, and they're very quick to blame you. And coaches are one of the first people that will get blamed, right? And it's because you have a very close relationship with your clients. And often it's because your clients have not really been able to talk as openly as they have with you, without judgment, without, feeling that they need to protect themselves. And so they start to put you in a position of some kind of power, but you have to be really mindful not to accept that, because you're merely there to facilitate the change. You're not fixing anyone, okay? And don't take credit for anything, but then also don't be responsible for anything that you're being blamed for. Now, why am I having this conversation? Because for many coaches, this could be a deal breaker as to actually accepting payment for the program. Your responsibility is to make sure that your program is really brilliant, okay? Is the best it can be, and for you to deliver it consistently and ethically. And then if people are in your program and they're doing the work and they're getting the results, that's wonderful, because, well, that's what they're paying you for. So you shouldn't be taking these great credits or, hey, look how brilliant I am. Well, no, you just wrote a really great program and you've just helped show up consistently and lead your clients through it. On the other hand, if people are not showing up, they're not doing their work, or they, for whatever reason, triggered, because, people get triggered about all kinds of stuff at home, with their spouse, with their kids, it could be just lack of sleep. It could be 1,000 million reasons, right? And if you're predisposed to take the compliments for everything going right, then you're also going to be very exposed for when people invite you into the drama triangle and are feeling triggered by other areas of their life and making you responsible for everything or anything, okay? So you will not be able to survive as a coach longer term, a really successful coach leading a group of people, if you do not have that distinction down right in the beginning. Okay, the third decision you want to make is that you want to, decide whether or not you want to do coaching full time. For a lot of coaches, and for me, for a long time, I was also working in banking and I was coaching as alongside that. And then eventually it came into my role, right? So I ended up coaching and training and facilitating in my roles. And then I was doing program design and management, and then I started to do corporate training. So, but in the beginning, I had a different role. I was working doing technology in banking, IT, okay? And the third decision you really want to make is that you want to make enough money in your coaching that you don't have to work in a 9-to-5 job, like in a corporate job or another job, that you have enough income in your coaching that it's going to become a business. Now, if you don't make these decisions consciously, you may think, well, of course I've decided that, but have you really? Right? Because there are different levels of action that you would be doing if you'd made those decisions. What I find is coaches that are sort of coasting around, let's just say, and it's been 10 years, and like Dr. Demartini says, and I've already shared this with many of you, what Dr. Demartini says, that 10% of coaches are only really doing personal development because they want to do it for their own mental stimulation and it's their kind of hobby, but they don't ever necessarily want to apply it clinically or to help people, which is fine. But I think it's important for you to have that level of honesty. And the reason I'm asking you this is because this week I will be running a training called Fast Track to 5 Clients. And this training is for you if you've decided that you want to get paid, if you want to get paid for doing your coaching. Because if you're not sure if you want to really, do this for money, then it's not for you. Yeah, because you may show up, join a program, and then make every single excuse under the sun for not doing the work. And, I'm okay because I'm not going to take things personally. All I know is that I have a really brilliant product. I believe it's the best in the world. Otherwise, I wouldn't be giving it out, to new coaches for getting clients. However, if you're not the right person to show up and you haven't made those decisions, that it's not for you. Yeah. And I just want to be honest. You can come if you're curious, but I just want to be honest. It's really a course that, even though it's free, it's worth thousands of dollars, right? Thousands of dollars, because it can get you paid clients this week, like literally this week, right? So what have I seen over the last 22 years? And what is the reason that I even created this? Well, the first thing that I notice is that coaches are not clear. And, people really struggle to get paying clients because they're not really clear on their niche. And you know that I always talk about niche, niche messaging, who is it that you help, right? What is it you help them with? But why do you want to help them? Like, why are these people worth your time, effort, energy, stress? Why are you, up thinking that this is something that you want to help them with? Dr. Demartini says often business is created from voids. And that means there's something probably that you experienced either in your life or in a loved one's life, or you saw something in society, or there was something that just didn't sit right for you, right? And a void is something that you haven't mastered yet. And maybe it took you a while to master that thing. It could be a health challenge. It could be a relationship challenge. It could be a business challenge. It can be in any of the 7 areas of your life, okay? And perhaps at some point you found a way through that problem, or you found a way to not only supersede it yourself, but you maybe created a system and you realize that I can actually help more people with this. So what you need to also know why is it that you want to do this for your people? Because honestly, if you don't know why, there's going to be days you don't really feel like doing this. And, there's days that I feel like, yeah, I'll just go out to the movies with my little one or take her to the shops. But instead of, this is Sunday and I'm sitting here at lunchtime and I'm making this video because there's so many people that I love, that I know, that are stuck with this very thing. And I know that you've registered for next week, and I want to make sure that I give you the value and the breakthroughs that you need to understand why you haven't got paying clients. So the first thing is knowing, why is it you even want to help these people? Why is it important to you? Why not just leave it to the rest of the people to help them? And in my situation, it's because coaches are not clear on their niche. They often don't know themselves. Now, that's a really weird and maybe disconnected statement. You don't know your niche, you don't know yourself. I believe that your niche is an extension of you, not just your voids. It's an extension of your identity. Something that's very core in my identity is fun and playfulness. Yeah. So if I was working in a niche which was really maybe heavy, I used to do a lot of work with trauma in the past, like trauma release. It's not nurturing my core being. It's not my core self. There are some coaches who are just, their highest value is service and nurturing, and therefore their niche may be something to do with that. So if, for example, I see coaches who maybe, let's just say they'd been in a corporate job for a long time, maybe doing something they deem as meaningless, right? And a lot of people have addictions because they've just spent the whole week working 40, 50 hours in a job that doesn't make any sense to them. And Friday comes along and then they just want to get drunk or high or forget about the week. And they, complain about their boss, or they just haven't enjoyed their week. I saw this for many, many years. And I realized that as soon as people started on the path of personal development, things changed because they started to understand who they were, why they were that way. And when I started to notice this, I realized that a person's relationship that they had with themselves. So like I said, you don't get what you want, you get what you tolerate. So people who had a healthier relationship with themselves, a healthier boundary, people who had gone down the path of personal development, people who had gone down the path of wanting to understand why things had happened to them in life, maybe abuse as a child, or life happens. Why did my parents separate? Or why did this happen? Why did my boyfriend cheat on me? When people went down the pathway of not blame and victim, but wanting to understand, human nature, understand themselves, why is it they were creating this pattern again and again, were starting to feel quite empowered. And that was really quite in line with my values of fun and play, right? Because as soon as people started to let go of the old, they were lighter and they were able to enjoy life more. So as I started to notice that your niche is actually an extension of you, right? I started to realize I would love to help people feel more empowered, more, playful, have more fun in their life. And especially now, since, it's been 22 years since I started this journey, in the last several years, it's been about helping coaches have more fun and play in their business. And that means that they need to get paid, right? So if you don't get paid, there's a few things that happen. Number one, you can't go and do any more personal development. And for a lot of coaches, they love personal development. Drop in the chat if you love personal development. If personal development is a thing that you just love and you love investing, right? Drop in the chat. So if you're not actually charging for your services, you're not going to be able to pay for coaching, courses and things that, for me, it was Dr. Demartini's courses that I wanted to attend, and they were like $5,000 or $6,000 each time. And if I wasn't, charging my clients, I couldn't pay for his courses. Okay, so that's the first thing. When a coach doesn't have a niche, right? And so that's who you serve, what you serve them with, and why you want to help them. Often it's because they don't know themselves yet. Now, we continue on this journey of knowing ourselves for a long time. But as you get to know yourself, and some of this is just like giving it a go, right? But some coaches are jumping from niche to niche to niche to niche to niche. And in the simplest way, it erodes the trust that your clients have, right? Because they don't want to work with you because they don't know if you're going to still be doing that. If every 2 or 3 months you keep changing your niche and changing your banners and changing your social media, it starts to look a little bit silly. Well, hang on a second. 2 months ago, she was doing this, and then 3 months ago, she was doing this, and then 5 months ago, she was doing this. If I buy a program with her, what do I know if she's going to be doing in the next month or two? So if that makes sense, just drop sense in the chat. If that makes sense, just drop sense in the chat. It does damage your brand. Now, look, they say that your niche is not your tattoo. However, wouldn't it be valuable for there to be a way to actually really accurately work out what your niche is? And I'll talk to you a bit about that later, because yes, definitely one of the first things we do with you is an interview to create your business blueprint, which means that we extract your niche from you, from your identity. And this is the thing that I actually love doing the most for my coaches, because the first time they see this, they go, oh, I've never really seen myself in that way. Because many people don't see their expertise or their authority in things that they find really naturally easy to do. And what that means is that, the superpowers remain sort of disregarded by them. And this business blueprint is basically a coaching business done for you. It's everything. It's your niche, your credibility, your free training, your paid training, 6 months worth of social media posts, and so much more, with a marketing strategy and everything. So the first thing is, you need to be clear. You need to be clear, and the coaches that are really clear are more likely to get consistent paying clients. Now, the second thing that I noticed is clients, right? So Who gets a consistent stream of clients? When you do have a clear who, you know, why you want to help them, what you help them with, then you're more likely to have a clear, compelling offer that you're really excited about. And it doesn't matter what marketing technique you use, right? You need to have excitement and a clear offer, right? If you don't even want to buy your offer, you're not even excited about it, you're not going to be able to sell it. What does that mean? It means that the person that really needs your help isn't going to get the help. So it's not just about sales and money, although I love sales and money, and that's one of my absolute strengths, and I love talking about that. And we will talk about that later. But I want you to understand that if you don't have a clear offer, right, and you're not excited about it, it actually doesn't matter how many ads you run. It doesn't matter how many, appointment setters get you appointments, promise you to get you leads, right? If you don't have excitement and a really compelling, clear offer, this is not something that's going to work out well for you. When you have really great clarity on your niche and why you want to help them, right? And it's like a burning why, right? I really want to help them because and one of the reasons, let me share with you a burning why. I hated seeing coaches spend roughly about $30,000 to $50,000 on courses that promised to get them paying clients, and then they didn't get a single paying client. And I was in those programs, and I would see these people and just feeling worse and worse and worse and never getting a paying client. And then when they were asking questions, and usually the questions were, guess what? I'm not clear on my niche, or I don't know what my offer is yet. Often the coach would just say, oh, make a decision already. Just follow the system. You're not doing it right. You're not doing enough. And the coaches are feeling shamed and stupid, really, and gaslighted even sometimes where the questions were not being answered, but really what it was they were stuck. And that feeling stuck and that overwhelm will drain your energy. And I know people do things differently. We're all different. Every human is different, right? But some people just need a little bit more support in the beginning to lay the foundations. And the business blueprint that I've created is really to address that, is to really give you the answers that you need in the beginning so you don't feel stunted and stuck. Of course, you're still going to need more support because you're going to need to know how to present the offer and how to do sales and run events and, all kinds of other things. But for the beginning, the foundation is to really, be clear on this exciting offer that you want to sell and why you want to sell it. So you can easily create the marketing and messaging, right? And this means that you're really alive when you connect to your ideal clients, and they feel it. They go, wow, she really cares about getting coaches paying clients. She really wants to do this. It matters to her. Now, again, I'm going to bring in the thing that I said in the beginning. You have to make sure that you're not taking responsibility for someone's happiness or someone's unhappiness, right? All you need to take responsibility for is making sure that you're an ethical coach and that you're doing the best to bring, the product that you believe is the best for your clients. So I know, hand on my heart, that for coaches that need to get paying clients, I believe my product is the best in the world. And if I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be selling it. So we really need you to get to a place where you have that excitement around your offer as well. So when you have your blueprint and you have your program and you have your niche and you have your credibility outline, it also gives you your offer outline. And, we talk about your origin story, which is really about why is it you want to help people. It's really easy to structure your offer from there, right? Because honestly, your offer is part of you as well. You bring all of yourself. And anyone who's in my community, they see that I bring myself, right? When I'm there fully present, I'm playful, I'm fun, right? I stand up. and I say the right things. I say the things that maybe other people wouldn't say, because I want to speak up for what's wrong in the current coaching market. And I feel that what's wrong in the current coaching market is when coaches just tell their clients to pick a niche, or they don't answer their questions when they're stuck and overwhelmed. So, in the program that we do, I just give you the template so you don't have to start from scratch, and you can just get step-by-step guidance on how to personalize and implement everything. But your offer is still you. No two offers will be the same, excuse me. The third thing is coaching. Now, why do we talk about this? There's a lot of people that go on a coaching course for a few days. Maybe they get an NLP certification or a hypnosis certification, and then they are told that they can go out and coach people. That's fine. I used to do that. I used to train people and teach them, right, on NLP and Masters NLP and on all those kind of products. But I started to realize that not everyone is going to have the confidence right away. If they've just done a 2 or 3, 4-day course, and they go out and try and sell a package and say that they're an NLP practitioner, or they're going to do an NLP breakthrough. I'm just making this up. I'm using NLP as an example, but it could be anything. It could be hypnosis, it could be energy work or Reiki or anything. So your competence as a coach is going to be affected by your confidence. And how do you build your confidence as a coach? Well, I'm going to go through a really precise strategy for you to start to build your confidence as a coach. But the summary is that you really want to help people get results. And you can't do that if you don't have clients. So what we want to do is we want to get you enough clients for you to get enough results for you to build your confidence, which you can then build like a group of raving fans who will then refer people to you, but they'll also re-sign with you. That's a really beautiful place to be. And again, I'm going to bring into this mix, again, you are not responsible for someone's happiness or someone's unhappiness. If you take that position, you will not make it as a coach. Okay? Your role as a coach is to facilitate a breakthrough, right? You're simply the tool. You're simply like the sharp scalpel, but they are the surgeon. You are literally only guiding them to their breakthrough. Okay? This is where coaches who are highly confident and competent, they realize that they're actually not doing much. They're just really super skilled in delivering the frameworks that they know work. And coaching competency, there's a number of things that help you to build that. But one of the things that I do, and I don't talk enough about this, is I actually teach you an 8-week coaching framework, which I believe is the best in the world. And I've done so many. And in fact, a little story on the side is that when I was first offered this coaching program, I said, oh, I don't need to do it. I've been coaching for so many years. I think I'm the longest serving coach. I don't need any more frameworks. But when I was given this framework, wow, it literally gives you the fastest breakthrough. It makes like an NLP breakthrough look like kindergarten, right? This is the only way that you get lasting and permanent transformation. And I started teaching this. It was something that about 10,000 other coaches had been through, and they'd been getting phenomenal results. And like I said, I don't talk about this enough, but when I give this to my coaches, they are able to go out and start selling this framework right away. Okay. I have sold that same program one-on-one for $400. I've also sold that same program one-on-one for $10,000. So the same exact 8-week program, I've sold it for $400, and I've also sold it for $10,000. It is literally the best. You build your confidence and your competence as a coach by doing more, and you can't do more. You can't build that if you don't have clients coming in. So I'm going to share with you this week how to get a steady stream of clients. If that's something you're interested in, please drop clients into the chat. Clients into the chat now, and I will show you how to get a steady stream of clients. The final thing I wanted to talk to you about is cash, 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 money, money, money. A lot of coaches are real bleeding hearts. They have many coaches actually believe they shouldn't be charging for their gifts, and they feel a lot of guilt for actually asking for money for their talents. And so they're very willing to give it away for free. And they're just beautiful, beautiful people, but they believe it's like a talent or a gift from God. And I get that, because coaching just seems so easy and natural. And for me, I didn't feel like, should I really be charging for this? I get that. But having that bleeding heart means that, unfortunately, it may keep you stuck not serving as many people. So if you don't charge, you may only be able to do 1 or 2 sessions a week. But if you can charge and you can help more people and you can serve more people, you don't have to go and do another job. And I remember talking to a number of coaches who said that they were doing these coaching sessions for free because the people had said that they couldn't afford it. And there's 2 things that happened. The first thing is that those people then went and bought a designer handbag and posted on Facebook the following day. And, they had the money, they just hadn't, the coach didn't have the skills to articulate why they should have been paying for it. I'm going to teach you how to do that as well. But the second thing is that this coach who then gave away their time for free didn't have money to go and buy their own groceries and pay their own bills. And a lot of coaches are struggling with money. We talk about cash, we're talking about 2 main things here. One is converting sales. Okay, so not having the confidence to ask for the sale or for converting the sale. And the second is blocking money. Now, I talk a lot about money blocks. Money blocks is a huge topic when you come into my community, because many people are repelling or blocking money coming to them. And if you're one of those people, you would already know that you're one of the people that blocks money. Okay. And the reason I mention this is because when you have this world-class coaching structure, which I'm going to be giving you, you get the workbooks, the frameworks, the templates, will teach you how to create real lasting permanent breakthroughs, not just a breakthrough that, you put there's a rash, you put a cream on it, the rash goes away for a few days and then it comes back and you go, oh, that wasn't lasting, that wasn't permanent, because that will affect your confidence in being able to sell that program as well, because you're going to believe that doesn't really work. So when you have not just the structure, the whole thing there is given to you, you're also going to be trained on how to deliver it, but also the reasoning behind it. So it's not just a 5-day course to just say, off you go, right? You're going to be in a community where you can ask the questions on like, this didn't work, this did work, what could I do? And, real breakthroughs, lasting transformations for yourself, but also for your clients. I use those processes on myself, right? So they're that good. And your ability to attract money, we know this because we've heard this so much, is it's directly related to your self-esteem and your self-worth and seeing your value. And that means, you're going to have to move beyond people pleasing, and you're going to have to raise your personal standards. We do not get what we want, we get what we tolerate. Okay, if that's making sense to you, write tolerate in the comments. We do not get what we want, we get what we tolerate. And I've used this approach, and this is how my background in relationship coaching, it became so natural for me to get into sales and business coaching. Okay. And the reason was because if you have money blocks, if you have sales blocks in you, if you have stuff going on in yourself where you don't see your own value and your own worth, you are not going to be able to attract the money that you deserve. Right. And we clear your money blocks, but we also we give you some specific training on how to close the sales. So if you want more money, like I love money, if you want more money, just drop money in the chat here. There's a lot of work that I have done with people with money over the years, and it's just something that I really, really enjoy. It's very fun for me to remove money blocks, because I actually read a testimonial from a lady yesterday who I'd done a few sessions with, and it didn't just affect her money, it affected her marriage, it affected her business, it affected, oh my goodness, when you start to see your own value and your worth, it's just a beautiful place to be, I promise you. So, summary. Clarity, right? The reason people struggle to get paying clients is because they're not clear on their niche. And I found this is because they don't really know themselves. They don't understand their own gifts, their own talents. They're not leaning into that. They're trying to be somebody else. They're trying to try other people on for size, and they're trying to say, oh, well, that person's making money doing this. Maybe I'll do the same thing. So they don't really understand their why or their reason, their burning desire to serve these people. This is a game changer. So you go ahead and join an expensive program, right? And usually these programs are so good at marketing and sales that you buy their program, but they're not good at teaching you as a coach on how to sell your program. Because you're just told to pick a niche, to make a decision that it's not a niching problem, it's an action problem, and that it's an excuse not to go ahead and do the work, right? They leave you really stuck and confused as a coach. And I've seen this nonstop for decades, right? And this is really why I do this work. So I'm taking a stand against that, because that sucks. That really stinks, Every time you're jumping niches, you're damaging your brand, and people are not going to trust you as much, because this robs the client of confidence. You're still going to be doing the program that you sold them, right? So when you join, the very first thing that we do with you is an interview, and we extract your identity based niche into a business blueprint. It's basically a coaching business done for you. And that means that it saves you years of stress, hassle, so much money. My goodness, I think my program is so tiny an investment, but it could save you up to $200,000 and up to like 10 to 20 years of stress and overwhelm on why you're not getting clients. It's like the missing piece of the jigsaw. The second thing is clients. So once you've got clarity on your niche, strong why, it's really easy to create the marketing and the messaging to connect to your ideal clients, but it's also super easy to create your offer, an offer that you're excited about selling, okay? And it's like a no-brainer offer. So this personal done for you business blueprint, it will identify your niche, your credibility, break down what content you need to create so you can connect to your clients, express your origin story so that people know why you want to serve them, like what's the reason that this person is doing this work. And for me, simply, it's because I've seen in 22 years that people are not treated that well, and they're spending 40 grand, between 40 and $200,000, and they're left broken. It's destroying their marriages, and their people at home are laughing at them saying, why do you keep spending money on this coaching thing? You haven't even got a single paying client. And people are feeling bad about themselves, and that's completely the opposite point of personal development. We should be helping each other feel good, not bad. So that's why I created my program, and people know that, and I speak up against this a lot. We also then show you how to structure your package and your offer so that you're excited about it, so that you want to sell it. Okay, we'll also profile your ideal client, do a bespoke marketing strategy for you, and I'll give you all the templates so you don't have to create anything from scratch. And I will hold your hand through personalizing it and implementing it step by step. Now, here's the thing. For many people, I will initially suggest that you do a free marketing strategy. And the reason we do that is because paid ads and anything else is just going to be magnifying what you already have. So we want to make sure that what you have works. And by using the strategy that I teach you in the fast track, and I'm going to be actually showing you this week for free, It's going to help you to build more confidence, and it's going to help you to build more raving fans. And that's going to be a big foundation to your coaching business. So that's clients. We talked about coaching. Okay. So we're going to fully train you in our world-class coaching structure. You'll get the workbooks, the frameworks, but also going to help you to understand how to create the breakthroughs instead of just reading a script. Right? Because not everyone is a cookie cutter, that you're not going to be able to do every single thing exactly the same way for every single person, right? So you're going to become more competent as a coach, more confident as a coach, because you'll get clients to work with. You could be the best coach in the world, but if you don't have any clients to test that with, then you don't know, right? Nobody knows. So that way you'll be able to create lasting and permanent transformation. And this confidence is going to feed back into your sales, into your marketing, and every other part of your business. And I'll show you how that works as well. And then we talk about money, right? Cash. I know that for a lot of people, they're like, oh, we're not really doing this for the money, but let's just be real. We need money to pay bills, for groceries, to get around, to have this, free and flexible lifestyle, the time flexibility, the location flexibility, the, financial flexibility that we want. So if I would ask you if you're blocking money to you, just tell me. If you believe that you're blocking money to you, write block in the comments below. Because the amount of money that you can attract to yourself is in direct proportion to your self-worth and to your self-love. And this really was, apparent to me over the years and years and years of working with people who had terrible relationships with themselves. I grew up basically believing I was worthless. I was told from the age of 2 years old that I was worthless. And that wasn't from my parents, but, it was people in my family. And I understand that they were damaged because hurt people hurt people. And I get that often when people are miserable in their lives, they're always looking for somebody to, be vicious toward or to blame. I get that, right? They're not happy people that are kicking goals, that are living their dream life, and not going to be out there, trying to attack people or hold them down or tell 2-year-old children that they're worthless. But, if that is something that you may have grown up with, feeling not good enough, feeling that how is it that I can actually serve people and that kind of stuff, it really could be, a people pleasing or a victim mindset that's been developed in you, and becoming your own best friend and learning that you don't get what it is you want, you get what it is you tolerate, okay, and being able to raise those standards for yourself is something that I used to actually teach back in the day in my relationship coaching, and all my clients started to attract more money. Better relationships, yes, for sure, but they started to attract more money. And it's the most spiritually connected thing to you, right? Being able to attract that money to you as well. It's just the blocks that are in the body that will mess it up. So these are all the things that we're going to be covering for free this week, okay? It's the fast track to paying clients. It starts every day at 12 o'clock. And what I would say to you is come along, right? Register. I'll drop the link in the chat here. It's absolutely free. And even though it's free, it's literally worth probably, $3,000, and it can save you up to $200,000. So when I would also get you to think about is, what is the cost of your client not working with you? Not just what is the cost of your program, but what is the cost to your client of not doing your program? Yeah, and I know for sure that I can literally save people, hundreds of thousands of dollars, their marriage, their, self-dignity, right? And the relationships that they have at home and the way people see them. And for many, many coaching courses that I've been on, I've been in different industries for a long time, different programs for a long time. And one of the things that I see, and even some of the most brilliant marketing people in the world, they're not doing this really well. And one of the things that they've realized that they've now got to step up on, and it's because I keep telling them, I've been giving them feedback, is they need to support you with the foundations. So let me help you get clear on that this week. Come along, Okay, it's just clients888.com. If you have any questions, drop them below, and I would love to hear from you and see you next week. Okay, so I would absolutely love to hear from you. See you next week. And if you have any questions, I super appreciate you. Take care.